I have a question for you. When did graduation stop being a celebration of pomp, circumstance, achievement, milestone, and start sounding like a radical revolution? Before I share the headlines and give you the real story, I just want to take 2 minutes and you tell me what's wrong with these graduation speeches.
Israel continues to indiscriminately rain bullets and bombs on worshipers, murdering the old, the young, attacking even funerals and graveyards.
The genocide currently occurring is supported politically and militarily by the United States, is paid for by our tax dollars.
This means that Israel's assault on the Palestinian people is not only aided and abetted by our country, but our school.
We are literally graduating the same month a fascist has taken office.
None of us are free until Palestine is free. Thank you.
Those were speeches from Middlebury College, City University of New York, NYU, MIT, and George Washington University. Now, we can be here all day listening to this garbage. This is just one last shot to indoctrinate students before they toss the cap and walk off the stage. And you know what? It's not what it should be about. Even when there are consequences, even when it's a student and they get booted, people have still had to sit there and have the moment spoiled. It's their moment, it's their achievement, and their family is there to celebrate, and you have some arrogant, narcissistic, self-important twit up there that decides their thinking is so important they can hijack the whole situation because they need to be heard. Well, here's a thought. Shut up. That New York law student went off script calling Israel's actions genocide and demanding divestment. Her diploma was held. She was banned from events. But you know what? Everybody still had to sit through it. By the way, there are about 6,000 Jewish students at NYU, grad and undergrad. That's 10% of the student body. Imagine being a Jewish graduate or parent sitting there in that room having to hear that. Now, you may have an opinion. You may agree with her. I don't know. I disagree because the facts don't bear that out. But whether you agree or disagree, that's not the time to do it. What made her the repository of all knowledge to come in and hijack everybody's graduation to vent her thoughts? And the headlines don't do justice to the disgracefulness. Here's a headline: Graduates speak their minds. Universities freak out. Student speaker accuses Israel of genocide at MIT graduation. Invited keynote speakers know better, right? Well, CBS's Scott Pelley took his invitation to speak at Wake Forest graduation as an opportunity to go on an anti-Trump diatribe.
Our sacred rule of law is under attack. Journalism is under attack. Universities are under attack. Freedom of speech is under attack.
Lauded filmmaker Ken Burns broke his stated neutrality at Brandeis during his commencement speech to warn against a second Trump term.
There is no real choice this November. There is only the perpetuation, however flawed and feeble you might perceive it, of our fragile 249-year-old experiment.
And I've already spoken about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz in his speech comparing ICE to Gestapo.
Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons.
And it's not just on the left. Harrison Butker, kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, told graduates at Benedictine College that women should embrace homemaking.
Embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
And called Pride Month a sin. Even the college's founding nuns called his views misaligned with their values. Here's the problem. These aren't speeches, they're sermons with a congregation that did not ask to be preached to. This should be about achievement, not ideology. Political agendas are hijacking one of life's most meaningful milestones. Graduation is not the time to grandstand. It's the time to elevate others. It's not always about you, speaker. It ain't about you. It's about them. Suspend your ego. You were honored to be asked, and you got to come run your own agenda? That's what I said. Shut up. The psychology of Soapbox. This is a real thing. Psychologists call it spotlight narcissism. The belief that your ideas are so important that they deserve center stage no matter the context, that you're just so insightful, you got so much to say that no matter where you are, no matter what the circumstance, everybody needs to suspend their agenda to hear you. But just because you've got the mic does not mean it's the right moment. Aristotle said that persuasion isn't just speaking well, it's speaking ethically. Let me remind you what a real graduation speech is supposed to sound like. Conan O'Brien.
Fall down, make a mess, break something occasionally, give this guy a hard time. Know that your mistakes are your own unique way of getting to where you need to be. And remember that the story is never over.
Oprah Winfrey.
There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. Now, when you're down there in the hole, it looks like failure.
And one that really stands out, Steve Jobs, 2005, Stanford University's commencement speech.
Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
None of them were up there to push an agenda, and God knows they have them, and they have pushed them at other times. But in that moment, they decided, hey, it ain't about me, it's about the student. It's about the parents who've made sacrifices. So you know what? I'm going to put myself aside and honor the work that's been done, the sacrifices that have been made. They were there to plant hope. I've been there myself. I was honored to give a commencement speech at the University of North Texas, where I earned my doctorate, and at Pepperdine University. And I have to tell you, looking out at all of those beaming parents, nervous grads, hopeful faces, you just realize it's not your moment. It's theirs. You're not there to change minds. You're there to lift hearts. You're there to inspire. You're there to send them off with hope in their heart, with just a real spring in their step. That's truly the real story. This isn't about free speech. It's about abusing the privilege, taking advantage of an honor, ruining a moment in someone else's life because you think you're just so important you got to be heard. That's not bold. It's selfish. Nobody's saying you can't have opinions. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I believe in free speech. I'll fight to defend it. But graduation isn't the time to score points. It's the time to say thank you to the parents, the teachers, the friends, the classmates who sat next to all of those kids out there that work so hard. So if you're ever invited to speak, inspire. Don't beat a drum. Remind people what unites them, not what divides them. And to university leaders, don't book speakers who crave chaos. Choose leaders who know how to honor the moment, who realize it's not always about them. A great graduation speech doesn't tell somebody what to think, it inspires them to think. And that is the real story. Wherever you're getting the real story, make sure you subscribe and follow. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Dr. Phil here. My network, Merit TV, has it all.
Now, let me blow your mind.
Merit TV's got the news that matters.
The selection of a new pope.
Entertainment you crave.
Busted. Everybody in a good mood today?
And live events.
Surprise.
What am I, chopped liver?
With serious punch.
big shots!
Go to merittv.com and download the Merit TV app today.
Have you checked your home title recently? Many homeowners never have, leaving themselves vulnerable. Scammers can steal your home title, forge your signature, and target your equity. Protect yourself from fraud before it's too late. Secure your title and your financial future today. You won't even know it's happened until it's too late. Ensure you're not a victim. Use promo code PHIL at HometitleLock.com to make sure your title is still in your name. You'll also get a free title history report plus a free 14-day trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts to any change, and if fraud should happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. Go to HometitleLock.com now. Use promo code PHIL. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code PHIL.